2, 3.
The reason that we've never had a woman president is because there are people who won't vote for someone just because they're a woman. Now, I saw this firsthand in 2020 because I had posted that I supported Elizabeth Warren in the primary. And there was a guy that replied and said, oh, well, what if she gets elected president and gets her period?
Actually, I could believe someone would say something that stupid because guys don't really understand periods or how they work. Actually, they they would lose their mind and probably kill themselves if they had a period because that they, they can't handle pain at all, and periods are hella painful. Oh. Mm.
Well, first of all, if Elizabeth Warren gets her period, I don't know how closely you follow politics or biology, but Elizabeth Warren was 71 years old. So if she got her period, uh, the word for that is medical miracle.
That's very true. Uh, Especially since I don't understand how they would have an issue with someone who's 75 when they literally put a 70-year-old as president. So,
I would still vote for her because that means she's magical. Also, it means there's 6 more weeks of winter. It's a whole thing. But the point of that guy's just sexist and hacky joke is that if a woman were to be elected president and were to get her period, well, then that could cause her to do something dangerous and unhinged, like, I don't know, start a war.
really? Like, men don't start wars all the time? Actually, how many presidents have started a war unnecessarily, by the way? Like, most of the wars that have happened are usually a dick measuring contest and then anything else. So I don't understand. Okay. Mm.
And if someone started a war because they were on their period, that would actually be the best reason anyone's ever started a war. Like, it wouldn't be a good reason, but it's better than the others. Honduras once bombed El Salvador because they lost a football game. The states of Michigan and Ohio once went to war over the city of Toledo, Ohio, which leads to the obvious question, which is why? I mean, I've been to Toledo. I've never once looked around and thought, well, this is worth dying for.
I know, right? There's most of the wars that have started aren't worth dying for to begin with. Especially with America, most of it, we're, we're literally the terrorists. It's not even, we're, we're not fighting to protect ourselves or anything like that. So it's like, why is everybody dying? Why so many people dying for something so unnecessary?
Multiple times in history, men have waged war because a woman in the next kingdom wouldn't have sex with them. Well, maybe she wanted to, and she was on her period.
That's true.
So sometimes men start wars because women are on their period. And I understand that I've been saying the word period in this video a great deal, and if that makes you uncomfortable, I hope you enjoy living alone. Canada once had a woman.
That is very true. They act like they've never had to deal with that situation. Like, y'all have moms, sisters, and aunties. Like, you know it ain't serious enough to, like, start a war or, like, murder or anything like that.
Prime minister, but it was only once and it was just for 100 days, which makes sense because it's Canada and they're big hockey fans. So they were like, oh, 3 periods, this one's over. I actually looked up the main symptoms of a period. And by the way, men, this is what it feels like to be mansplained to. But I looked up the main symptoms, and they are muscle pain, headaches, and joint pain. So there are people who will not vote for a woman because they're afraid that she might get joint pain. but those same people will vote for a guy in his late 70s. That guy is joint pain. Like, a guy in his late 70s is 90% joint pain and 10% Metamucil. It's
Exactly. Trust and believe. They couldn't handle it. And by the time you're old, you're just in pain all the time.
why they call it the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They're women who experience their daily lives during their period all the time, and the rest of us never even know. You've probably interacted with some of them today. Yeah, that's right, they walk amongst us. They're kind of like air marshals, because you never know when you're sitting next to one. But I don't just want a woman president. I want everyone in office to be on their period. Yeah, that's what I want, because then maybe, just maybe, Congress will finally be in sync. The reason that we've never had a woman president is because there are people who won't vote for someone just because they're a woman. Now, I saw this firsthand in 2020 because I had posted that I supported Elizabeth Warren in the
Not possible right now. Anyway, maybe we'll make the technology in the future to make that possible. After all, if we can put a uterus in a dude so they can get pregnant, we can find a way to make them get periods at some point. But one, two, three. That's all for now.